Invasion force! Release us!
I got a shotgun.
Chris Redfield. Jill Valentine. Barry Burton. Rebecca Chambers. Albert Wesker. Resident Evil.
Hey, you okay?
Oh, some damn enchiladas.
Oh. You gonna be all right?
Oh.
Can you tell me where I can find a book on astronomy?
Don't you know the Dewey Decimal System?
Conan the Librarian.
I'm sorry. These books are a little overdue.
やめろ！お前らには無理だ！血をもんのわねえ！
Oh, look at that over there.
What is it, darling?
I believe they're lesbians. Well, we're British, you see, and where we're from, lesbians don't exist.
Neither does toothpaste.
Or sunshine.
Or good food.
Or sobriety. Yeah.
You gotta get yourself a nice 250-pound dwarf, huh? Well, have on a chin you can hang on to, huh? Huh?
We like to breathe the future. Promise broken bones. Promise broken bones. Promise broken
Wake the fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn.
inside this cow. tears at my eyes. But now I'm still searching for you. I'm still searching for you. From dirt to the sky, I'm still searching for you. 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 I'm still from dirt to the sky, I'm still searching for you.
Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. So, yeah, I got sick again this week. So my voice is like garbage, but it's okay. I'm taking lots of cough and congestion medicine, and it kind of seems to be working pretty good. Plus, pretty healthy dose of antibiotics and a little bit of what is that shit? I can't remember right now. It doesn't matter. Anyway, mostly I'm just trying to caffeinate myself as much as possible in order to stay awake and, give something better than a half-ass performance today. We're missing our wonderful friend Ryan David today. He's not up to doing our show with us today, which is honestly kind of makes me a little bit sad. But I understand his reasoning, and like I tell people, we're not a paid show. We don't pay anybody to be on the show, and I'm always grateful for whoever does decide to come up and be a panelist that week. And sometimes it's feast or famine. Sometimes we have 10 people. Sometimes we have 3 people. Sometimes we have 5 people. It just kind of depends. I think that the topic kind of depends a lot too. People get to where they want to talk about certain things more than others, and they feel like it's something they don't have a lot to contribute on. They're kind of like, well, I don't know if I'm going to be on the show this week. And I'm like, okay, well, I understand. It's cool. And what can I say? Everybody's here pretty much by voluntarily. Could I do this show by myself? I probably could. It would not be as long, that's for sure, because honestly, I don't think I'm all that well educated on a lot of these topics. Y'all don't realize how hard I lean on the intelligence of my panelists and my audience to get through some of these topics. But I do, and I'm grateful. I will fully admit I am not the smartest man in the room. I'm definitely not the smartest man on the panel. Though I do try sometimes. I'm more knowledgeable of some things than others. Like, as Victor always points out, urine. Anyway. So today, why don't I introduce our panelists, okay? We've got Mr. Grim Jim, one of my ride or dies, guy I couldn't get through it with. Without it with.
Hello.
Yeah, good. We can hear you, and you're wearing your crown.
I am.
Awesome. We have the Dutch Scum.
Sup, nerds?
Yep. And we have a guest today. We have Mr. Nick Phoenix.
Hello there.
Yes. All right, he's going to be pimping out his comic book, and we've had Nick on before to talk about his comic books. And I'm always glad to have indie comic book people on here because mainstream comic books really suck.
Yeah.
And I'll give you an example here in just a couple of minutes, but first let me shout out to our dear, wonderful chat. Gotta scroll all the way back up here. Let's see. We got Lord Thoth. Why aren't you on our panel, Thoth? Out doing Canadian things. Like,
Gross.
I don't... Huh?
I said gross.
Like eating poutine.
Yeah, he's like out eating poutine, or he's making that little, treat that they make by pouring caramel out in the snow and all that shit.
Or he's just like munching down on ketchup chips or whatever.
I don't know.
Well, you know what they say, better eat poutine than teen poo.
Ew. Yeah.
What in the French hell are you talking about?
I'm, there's fetishes, and I don't judge, but that's definitely one I don't indulge in.
Yeah, I'm not into scat. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have limits.
Well, you're not German? Oh, okay.
No.
No, what? No. Oh, okay. There's a crappy joke in there somewhere.
Indeed. It's a shitty joke, guys.
Let's
Maliki.
get off this potty humor, shall we?
Yeah.
No.
Maliki, good to see you, man. Keely Chow, good to see you. Snorty Bear, hey Snorty, I could not do this show without you, man. Thank you for being the barest wrench that we have, and the only wrench that we have, really.
So do they bring the bear essentials?
He brings everything, man. Snorty's funny, man. If I could ever actually get him on the panel, I bet he would be a laugh riot because he is the wittiest dude.
So you're saying he's your own personal cocaine bear?
No, I'm not saying that. You said that.
I have bear puns for days, so unless
you do.
Berserk, probably shut me up.
Yeah, it's kind of like I'm starting to regret that I have you.
One bear.
Stephen Ransom, good to see you, buddy. Let's see who else we got here. We got Kit Marlowe. Oh my gosh, I love you, Kit. Kit's on here. Kit,
my audio is low, so let me just kind of fix that.
Kit always manages to bring up some.
Oh. You just shut off T-shirts audio instead.
Oh wait, I did?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Quinky dink.
Like I didn't realize I had that power.
I didn't realize you had that power.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you're, dude.
Yeah, you just cut out for like 20 seconds. T-shirt.
Yeah, it said yeah, your mic just lost audio, and I was like, what? Why? Why did you do that?
Right. Testing 1 2 3 chat. Is this better?
That's fine.
You're fine.
Steven commented that my mic was low, so I wanted to fix it.
All right. Let me continue on here because otherwise we're going to be at this all day. Kit Marlowe, yeah, good to see you, buddy. I'm happy to see you. Personally, I was disappointed that the sterling silver tampon made by the Royal Silversmiths map into weapon. Oh shit.
Well, you want to know what I'm really not surprised is that we didn't have a platinum suppository added to the royal to the crown jewels because you know Prince Charles has loved suppositories. So I am surprised we did not get a silver suppository added to the crown jewels.
No, stop. I'm not going to make an enemy out of the Brits. Thank you.
Too late.
I don't need the SAS breaking into my house and taking me away with a black bag over my head.
It's all right. Due to budget cuts, it's one guy with a spud gun.
Oh, okay.
And you can get and you can shoot him away by claiming racism, so you're good.
Yeah. Patty's Parlor, it is good to see you again, buddy. Let's see, moving down our list here. How else do we have? We got 15 watchers, damn it. Ryan David, of course, I've already mentioned you. We miss you.
Abomination AJ's in the chat.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, just
Overlock.
said that, what up?
So what did I miss with the Brits going on?
Hold on. Let me get through the chat. Hello. Green Dragon, good to see you. Nix of Night. Nice to see you, man. Oh, first time too, I think.
Yeah, she's a friend of mine. She's cool.
Oh, very cool, very cool. Tim Hayes, good to see you, bub. Nighthawk, good to see you. Redshift, hey, long time no see, man. And Abomination AJ. Yeah, I was on Abomination AJ's show earlier today, and we had a blast. It was so much fun.
Dragon Ball Z is definitely S tier, and I don't care what anyone says.
I said it was S tier.
Good.
Okay, yeah. Just a passerby. Good to see you, bud. All right, I think that's everybody so far. I guess we'll just have to say hi to whoever else shows up. AJ, where's your partner in crime, Left Eye, anyway?
Left out.
I guess so. Well, just to let you guys know that they are officially, guests in the in our Twig chat. So they literally do. They have an open panel seat anytime they want to come on in. So hopefully we will see more of them in the future.
So they cool. Good.
They're very cool people, and you should definitely sub to their channel. But anyway, Ironcaster, hey man, I like your shirt, Super Metroid.
Yeah, I was kind of cleaning out some stuff here, and I forgot I had that like tucked away. So I was like,
I gotta say that
What the
game
heck?
is GOAT.
yeah, it oh god, with as many mods there are of it, you'll always have a new version of that game to play.
Yeah, that game is just so good.
Hmm.
The last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace.
Oh, we fucked up.
like literally, Salma's like, I was gone for 10 minutes, and you guys fucked it up in 10 minutes. Sorry.
Yep. Well, okay. So as I was saying, yeah, comics these days kind of suck.
Yeah.
And to give you an example, this apparently is a new offering from Dark Horse Comics. That is, if you did not recognize her, that is comedian Whoopi Goldberg, who is playing some sort of superhero who also has a menstrual cycle.
Excuse me.
No, she's menopause.
I need to
Menopausal.
gouge my eyes out.
Brett Cohen, it's good to see you, buddy. Did you actually get a notification today? But yeah, it's from Dark Horse of all people, which is strange because I usually associate Dark Horse comics with good comics.
No, don't. Oh, sorry, that's me.
Oh, what are you doing? Eating a hamburger?
No, you mentioned comics, so I grabbed what I picked up today.
Oh, cool. Yeah, you went to the comic book store, huh?
Well, today is free comic book day.
Yeah, today is
yes.
free comic book day.
1 second.
Oh, my halls are literally right here.
Okay, well, hold on, guys. So yeah, if you're out there and you're in America, yeah, today is free comic book day. So hit your local comic book store and make sure you pick up the new Conan because that is one of the free comic books today.
Nice. I wish it was American now.
Yeah, I bet you do. But yeah, yeah, I'm surprised to know this is Dark Horse. Oh yeah, there it is. And the reason I'm surprised is because Dark Horse is also the same publisher that does Berserk. They're also the same comic book publisher that did oh god, what was that comic book? That manga that was about Manji. Oh, never mind. No. Manji was the name of the main character in it. Immortal.
Blade of the Immortal.
Blade of the Immortal, yeah.
Yeah.
And both of those comics, both those manga were just are extremely bloody, gory, misogynistic, whatever you want to call it, and just over the top. So for them to actually do this is kind of a weird move.
Yeah.
You know,
this would be something that IDW would do.
Yeah. Tapani
they were-
Sarasti, yes. Blade of the Immortal, yes. And by the way, hello, Tapani.
Maybe it's penance for all the good stuff they've done.
I guess so. I mean, that's all I can think of. But Dark Horse had a comic book series out a long time ago. They had Barbed Wire, they had X, they had a lot of good titles. I used to actually collect those way back in the 90s.
Who is this for? Are there literally any Whoopi Goldberg fans out there saying I wish there was a comic with her as a superhero?
Victor, you're wrong. This is going to save the comic book industry. Comics are saved. Wait.
Has Whoopi Goldberg
wait.
popular since
Quit laughing, manga.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who this is for. I mean, either Whoopi Goldberg paid them a lot of money and it's a vanity project, or I don't know. But
no, the only people that are ultimately going to wind up buying this are going to be librarians because that's such a racket.
I guess.
Well, it's like
yeah, like I actually know some library. Like I freaking library. Yeah, because like librarians, they buy comic books for their library, and I think that's kind of what's really holding up a lot of like this crappy comic books is like librarians who are just raised on the social justice in their college, and they're just putting that into the libraries. They're the only ones buying this crap.
Your tax dollars are buying these books.
Well, it's like celebrities putting out comics is nothing new. Like Keanu Reeves has one that was like pretty awesome.
Berserker.
I know Wesley Snipes had one recently that looks really cool.
Mhm.
But like, you know, those are like about actual like badass heroes, like, you know, with guns and swords and like doing cool superhero shit. Like, what's this? It's an old bitch with menopause. Nobody's gonna read this.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, it's like I don't get it either.
She's such a hate-filled woman.
I personally believe the whole purpose of this book was to grab headlines, and it did its job. Like, honestly, it did exactly what it needed to do. It got headlines. We're talking about it right now. The fact that we're even talking about it right now means the book did its job. And that's what a lot of this crap is. It's just stunts to get people talking on Twitter. They're just farming hate clicks, and I don't know.
I guess. I mean, you know, Berserk comes to an end. Well, I mean, if it hasn't already ended for Dark Horse, I know that the last deluxe installment is going to be put out in November, and that will be the end of Berserk as written and created by Kentaro Miura. And I don't know if they're going to pick up more after that, but that's probably got to be one of their biggest hits. I mean, honestly, I don't read through to see, you know, what are Dark Horse's top 5 sales for comics, but I've got to believe that it's got to be one of them.
Yeah, it used to be Star Wars was their bread and butter, but then Disney yanked that away from them.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Dark Horse put out some really good Star Wars comics, I gotta say.
They did. That's why I couldn't understand why they went this direction. I don't know, maybe there was a shift in management, or
I think it's probably because, well, it's really easy what to think about it. Disney owns Marvel. That's their why would Disney pay, like, literally farm out the comics to someone called Dark Horse when they literally have an in-house comic company that can make Star Wars and have synergy? It sucks, but from a corporate perspective, it makes sense.
I don't know. We're still scratching our heads about why Wizards of the Coast, Hasbro, I should say, has the licenses for Transformers and G.I. Joe.
No, they don't.
They license that out to Renegade.
Or wait, no, you said Hasbro?
Yeah. Hasbro owns.
Oh yeah, Hasbro. Yeah, no. So I thought you were saying IDW.
No.
Well,
IDW is dying slowly.
Yeah,
no, not anymore.
You go ahead, sir. You go ahead, sir.
What?
IDW lost the license back in January for Transformers and G.I. Joe.
Yeah, I was about to say something like that. Like, they had it, so yeah. They've been losing a lot of licenses, honestly, haven't they?
Yep.
They just laid off a whole shitload of employees.
And got delisted from the New York Stock Exchange. Well, rather, they delisted themselves.
Yeah, I think this is gonna happen to a lot of these comic companies that survive off licensing, like your Booms, your Dynamites, you know, all these comic companies that, like, their sole purpose is to do licensed comics. You're gonna see a bloodbath here in the next 2 years. That's a prediction.
We're already seeing it.
Maliki, just to correct you, they still, to my knowledge, have the Dungeons and Dragons license and My Little Pony. It's frankly just a matter of time until those are gone. But I think it's just like because those deals were signed at a different point than the Transformers and Joe's books.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, yes, IDW is laying off 39% of its employee workforce.
Oh, but don't worry, Heather Antos is now got a promotion there. They're keeping her.
I heard that.
Yeah,
why?
That woman. I'm just gonna say this. She either has a golden pussy, or she's like Kathleen Kennedy and has dirt on everyone.
I don't know. interestingly enough, you mentioned Boom Studios. They have decided to race swap the Turtles' human forms in their Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 comic books.
Well, is it even a race swap when they were never a specific race to begin with? The fucking Turtles. I never associated with them a specific race. At most, I associated Michelangelo with like Surfer Dude Bros, and that was like literally it. But like
right,
attaching race to them just kind of ruins them. Like,
well, they actually had racial forms, and they were they were multi-ethnic, but they were not all singular color. Apparently now they are very monochromatic, and if you said white, you were picking the wrong color.
Yeah, well, but that's not very diverse. It wouldn't be diverse to have like multiple colors. You're only having one color. That's not diverse. That's racist.
Yeah, if they had like those holographic like human forms before, and they had like different colors, racial makeups, whatever, that like kind of matched their personalities and stuff. Okay, fine, that's one thing. But yeah.
I don't understand it, but
honestly, the thing that like ticks me off is like you have these people on Twitter be like, "Hey, look, it's canon now. The turtles are black. The turtles are black now. See, it's canon now. It's canon until someone decides it's not canon anymore. Shut the fuck up."
Yeah, but now if they decide it's not canon anymore, they're gonna be attacked for being like, "Oh, why are you getting rid of the black turtles, you racist?" So.
Yeah, it's all about claiming territory.
Yeah,
but I mean, damned if you do, damned if you don't. So
Grim is just sitting back there going, "I know nothing about any of this shit. I don't care."
No, I bought the turtles, but canonically they're red-eared slider turtles, which are American pet turtles.
Yeah.
So they could be multi-ethnic.
Okay.
But they're green.
Yeah, they're turtles. Like that's all they need to be.
Yeah, that's the turtle skin color is green.
They're arcs.
So, I do have one question here, and I want to ask this for Grim. If you'll blow me up for a second, T-shirt.
I will. There you go.
All right. So I just got got the new Conan book.
I love it.
I do, however, I have a question for Grim.
That's Titan Comics. Ah.
Oh, let me.
What am I looking at?
Grim
when did you write the book?
It's not me, unfortunately.
Jim Zub.
I'm like, I look down, I'm like, Grim Jim. Wait a minute.
No, I wish.
He wishes.
Happened to a Grim Jim.
Yeah, brother.
Eat me.
Ooh, yeah.
I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime. I'm
Tell
sorry.
you what, the cream always rises to the top.
I miss Randy Savage. I wish he was still alive. Dear
Everybody
God,
misses Randy Savage. I don't know anybody who doesn't miss Randy Savage.
Like, he died young too. Like, I just imagine, like, him in this new era. Like, imagine if they, like, actually settled their beef and actually came back to WWE. Oh my God.
Well, not that I would advocate for the death of anybody, but I always feel sad the fact that, Savage died, but Hogan is still wandering around. So
at least we still have Ric Flair. At least he's still around, and he's still
sort
on.
of.
The Hulk Hogan fan. You didn't like Thunder in Paradise? Come on.
Actually, my understanding is
nobody gets that reference. Come on, that's fine.
No, I do get it, but it's like
I'm more of a Suburban Commando fan.
Yeah, Hogan isn't really walking around right now. Apparently, he's done so many hip leg drops that it's actually fucked up his hips, and he literally can't walk right now. So yeah, don't do leg drops, people. It will fuck up your back.
So
he's not
Professor X Hogan now.
Well, yeah, not hundreds of times anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, the worst back injury I ever suffered was from something stupid. I literally sat down in a plastic chair, and I sat down so fast that it literally impacted my lower spine, and that sumbitch hurt for years. I'm still not sure. I've surely recovered from it. But
talk about a back-breaking drop.
It wasn't funny, but
sorry.
All right.
Well, that was pretty funny.
Change the story a little bit. Say you got hit in the back of the chair.
Yeah. I should.
Almost.
No. You got hit in the back of in the back with a golf club.
What the hell am I? I'm like Polly Walnuts or something.
No, apparently you're Joel.
You're about that age, so.
Okay. Well, anyway, so yeah, we've had the writer's strike going on this week. Is it like what, the WGA?
Yes.
Yeah, the WGA writer's strike, and a lot of people are kind of like blowing it off like it isn't shit, and I'm kind of like, well, if you look at what it's impacting and what their demands are, it makes it, you know. I mean, let's did we get some info on that?
So I'm under the impression that they're already like way overpaid. Now, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but like I heard like some sort of quote that like they're getting paid like $8,000 a month is like on average or something. And,
no, that's like a week.
Oh, a week? That's even worse. You know, it's like that's like your average, and like, and the other thing is, so I'm gonna quoting Clownfish here, just getting that out of the way.
Oh, you're gonna quote Clownfish, the guy who like we beg to come on our show all the time and just doesn't do that? Yeah. I'm gonna clip this for you, Neon. I love you, Neon.
He only cares about the basic expert.
Yeah, he only cares about the basic expert. He doesn't love us. He doesn't show us any love, although we love him. We do.
I've offered him my RPG expertise, and he's not interested.
I've had some Twitter interact with Neon, and he's been nice to me. So that's all I can say.
Yeah, Neon's always been nice to me on Twitter.
Geeky's
and
awesome.
You know,
Geeky's awesome.
I do like Geeky. But
part of me just wants to see her get into a shouting match with Kathleen Kennedy because I know Geeky would win.
Well, she could talk over him pretty good.
Yeah.
But, anyway.
Anyway.
All right.
It's
so.
wow.
Yep. Here is our. Here is what our list of the demands, and this is from the AP. First, yes, they would like increased pay, higher compensation for writers across the board. So apparently they're just like every other industry where, yeah, the cost of inflation has gone up because the cost of living has gone up, but the pay hasn't gone up. So.
Yeah, they're talking about a living wage, but if you're making $8,000 a month, I mean, I guess a week, yeah. I mean, don't come to me. Like, I don't even make that. Like, I barely make that in a year. Come on.
Well, yes, but at the same time, though, and I feel like I gotta kind of speak out a little bit. That money they build up, there's no guarantee they're going to have any more work after that job is done with the vast corral of people in that industry. Like like for someone to go years without work is common.
Yeah,
make better shows still last longer.
Well, not to mention
shows that get canceled after one season.
Well, the cost of living there too is something.
By the way, I did the math. $8,000 a week is $384,000 a year. Just put everything into context. That is good money. That is damn good money.
Well, yeah,
more than I'll ever see.
How many? But at the same time, though, how many of these shows actually go for more than like 10 episodes now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Make better shows.
Right, make better shows. Exactly. Like maybe if you actually made a good show, maybe you'd go for more than a season.
You guys are jumping.
That's become largely the industry standard for
You're
a lot
jumping
of shows.
The gun. I'm gonna get to that. We're just.
Well,
I have to address the.
Okay. Is that they would like some better residuals because streaming has upended the payouts for residuals. I can kind of understand that.
Yeah, this is the part where like I'm like, okay, yeah, this part I'll give them that much. Like, yeah, like this one I will concede. I will agree with this one.
Staffing requirements. The union, of course, it's always the union, wants TV shows to staff a certain number of writers for a period of time because the rising practice of mini rooms where only a handful of writers are working on a series. Basically, it's the writing room.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Well, the thing is, though, if, again, with these smaller episode count shows, it's kind of harder to justify having a bigger, larger writing staff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for 8 episodes, we need 10 writers.
And honestly, my feeling is it's kind of like the stew analogy. It's like the more crap that you throw in, the actual worse it gets, not the better.
Too many cooks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Too
you'll
many
see
cooks,
some.
Too many cooks.
Yep, they want shorter exclusivity deals.
What does that mean?
Okay, well, it says, writers might once have been expected to spend almost a year working on a 22 to 25 episode season, but now the average season is much shorter. It's basically what Ironcaster was just saying. So they basically want higher pay for shorter seasons. So, and this is a big one. This is my hot button right here. Assurance on AIs. Because writers are worried that producers are going to use AI to write scripts or fill in the blanks on unfinished screenplays. I myself can say from using AI and playing around with it that it's very, very tempting to use this to fill in the blanks. Like, let's say you have a character and you're not sure how to play with that character. You could use your chat AI to talk to that character as if it were a character in itself, and it will give responses that will seem natural enough that with a little bit of creative writing, you can work in to a very viable script.
Yeah, because that's the thing. We're not at the point where AI can fully replace script writers, but the thing is, it drastically reduces the need, because like all you need is an AI to do the scripts and maybe one or two people to polish that. Maybe punch up the dialogue, maybe tweak some things here and there.
Yeah, you won't need a writer's room if you have an AI and like 4 people to fix it.
Literally, you could have the showrunner. Like literally, the showrunner gets a script, and then the showrunner like literally punches it up and tweaks it, and whatnot. You don't even need a writer's room at that point.
Mm-hmm. But you remember, like a month or so ago, people were giggling at me and shit whenever I was talking about AI and how much it was going to start affecting things. And it's like, it's not so funny now, because it's like you guys are starting to see it's happening faster than I was actually thinking it was going to happen. But it is happening, and it's happening quick.
Yeah, it's the only consolation is AI art seems to kind of fall on the wayside, because like people have been, I don't know, because people have been rejecting it. The fact that you can't copyright AI art, at least in the US, that does put a hamper on things.
Yeah, but you could still use it to significantly get a lot of your workload done.
True.
So that 8,000 a week, that's probably an average figure. So you're going to have a handful of people earning a lot more than that, the people who are hot shit at the moment. And most people won't be earning that at all, or anything even remotely like it. Most writers are generally hired on a freelance basis. So you don't get any help with your medical insurance in the States, all of those kind of things. So you have to set aside a lot of the money. You can't spend it. You can't use it to live, because you don't know when your next job is going to come along. So you've got to keep that in account as well. I don't agree with this needing dozens and dozens of writers in the writer's room, because I think too many voices is what's turning so much stuff into anodyne pap. So I think less writers on a show, but give them more authority and value them more is probably a better way to go. Where they're really getting stiffed, right, was because you used to be able to get a reliable income after you'd written for a successful show, because it would get repeats, it would go into syndication, it would be licensed out to other countries. Right, so you would have a sort of long tail of money coming in.
The cast from Friends makes $18 million a year just based off of syndication from the show.
Right, but nowadays, right, the seasons are shorter, so there's not so many episodes going out. Lots of them aren't going into syndication because they're just going on to streaming services. The contracting and so on negotiated within the entertainment business hasn't caught up with streaming yet. So when your stuff is on a streaming site, you don't get much in the way of residuals from that at all. It's like a tenth, I think, roughly, ballpark, of what they were getting for syndication before. And it doesn't carry on for as long. Plus, a lot of these services, they're not sustaining that long tail model anymore. They're not keeping the old series on the service. They're taking them off and putting other things on. They're cycling things through. So that's more loss. It's shit.
The thing, to speak to that last one, my understanding is that, for example, David Zaslav over at Warner Brothers has been pulling some shows from the HBO Max, so he can specifically go and license those out to other streamers. So he can basically, the studio can be paid, which means anyone who has whose hands are touched that has obligations can then turn around and get paid for that. So
Yeah, that's akin to the syndication model, but again, the amounts you can get paid for streaming licensing is a lot less. So it's just it's made a lot of their work very insecure, and you're only ever as good as your last script.
I get all that, but at the same time, it's hard to work up any sympathy after all these years of just being fed dog shit by these same people. When the face of your when the faces of your industry are the people that have for all the last years have been ruining franchises gleefully, I might add. They brag about it. They brag about taking a book and completely changing it. Yeah, and like
we're gonna turn your kids. Like brag about it.
So like I remember the 2007 writer strike that actually had like a big impact because there were a lot of shows back then that I actually actively watched that were getting like delayed or like were cancelled because of that stuff.
Bionic Woman.
24, like all that stuff.
Big Bang Theory.
Shit I was watching back then. Well, I never watched Big Bang. It's just dog shit. But there's nothing really out now that's like that I like. I'm worried about. Like everything that I like is already out or like so.
Well, why don't we take a look at that? Good segue into that. There, let's take a look at those.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what's actually being affected by it. Okay, so this is from Variety, and this is all the TV shows and movies affected by the WGA writer strike, and this is updating. This is from May 5th, so it's a day ago. But let's see. So late night shows go dark. I don't give a shit about any of those. So
the late night shows are off the air. Nature is healing.
And nothing of value was lost.
Okay. AMC shows, scripts for AMC's Anne Rice series and their Walking Dead spin-off shows are done, but no production has started yet.
Both shit, so I don't care.
I like the Walking Dead stuff, so.
I like the original Walking Dead, but all the spin-offs are bad. And like the Anne Rice, the Interview with the Vampire TV show was awful.
I like the spin-off of the Walking Dead. I like all stuff with zombies in it. Stop hating, Victor. Abbott Elementary, never seen it, don't care.
Don't know about it.
Yeah. Big Mouth, don't know about it, don't care. Blade.
Wait.
Blade. Marvel has shut down pre-production on the vampire reboot Blade, which is set to star Mahershala Ali as the titular vampire hunter.
Let's be honest. Did anyone have any good hopes for that? No.
No.
I mean, did you know that Blade was actually supposed to cameo in the post-credit scene for the Eternals? When Jon Snow when he finds that blade.
I didn't watch the Eternals.
I
watched it.
I did just because I had a Disney Plus subscription. I was like, why not? It wasn't good. But like supposedly you're supposed to hear Mahershala Ali talk to Jon Snow, and it's like, oh hi, we're gonna team up now or stuff like that. But that got cut.
No way.
No way. I think that, from what I hear, the problem with Blade is Mahershala Ali's been kind of fighting against because what they want to do is have him set up Blade's daughter. Like they wanted to pull that, pull the same stuff they've been pulling time and time again. The only thing is, like Mahershala Ali, they don't have very many action scenes in his Blade. Like he's been fighting against it. So give the man some props. Like this guy wants a quality film. Like you gotta respect
yeah, except that he also wants to turn Blade Muslim because he's Muslim.
Yeah.
So
fuck that.
no.
Fuck that.
Yeah. It's just
that's
all around.
That there is some concern there about how well they handle anything like that for bringing in just for the sake of bringing in the new religion and trying to work that in. That's a bit of concern.
What hardcore Muslim wants to be a half vampire anyway? Like that's
exactly
demonic to them.
That seems like that would be offensive. But
question: Is blood halal?
No.
No, but vampires are demons, and demons are also.
Actually, blood is haram, big time.
Yeah. Or haram, yeah.
But is he Muslim, or is he Nation of Islam? Or
he's
Black
Nation
Hebrew
of Islam.
Israelite?
He's
like
Islam.
Nation of Islam, yeah.
Scientology for black people. Yeah, they shouldn't.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that is a hot take.
Yeah, Cobra Kai has closed its writers' room for season 6, which that upsets me.
I love Cobra Kai.
I love Cobra Kai.
I'm like 2 seasons behind, so like.
To be fair,
I love Cobra Kai.
To be fair, by the time you get to season 5, it actually does get a bit long in the tooth. They should have wrapped. They could have wrapped up in season 5, but they literally chose not to.
I'm sorry, we have to pull him off. Shut up.
I mean, like, what? Like, literally, who else? Like, they got like the big karate tournament, and Kreese has escaped. They literally took care of Terry Silver. He's like he's a Palpatine.
No, but
I'm sorry, you were saying?
He's a little sensitive about his Cobra Kai.
You don't talk about my Cobra Kai.
T-shirt. I am just as big of a fan of Cobra Kai as you. So you're
No, I don't think you are.
Okay.
I question your fandom, sir.
How dare you say I do not?
I'm
like
trying to
Cobra
get a
Kai?
joke out.
I have been watching Cobra Kai since the YouTube days. Like, I watched it right when it started airing on YouTube Premium. I've been here before Netflix, biatch.
All right, Victor.
They still need to use the power of friendship and karate to bring Mr. Miyagi back from the dead. So.
No, Victor. No, no.
You know that's going to be
Last song,
They're going to
wipe off.
resurrect Mr. Miyagi, and it's going to be deep faked, and it's going to be awesome.
I mean, they did a
No!
deep fake. I mean, did you see the deep fake young Johnny in season 5?
No. You realize they're just gonna go get Jackie Chan.
Yes, it's going to be
God,
that Mr.
no.
Miyagi. That's going to be awesome.
Okay, you know, there's one character they have not brought back yet. The next Karate Kid. They've not brought back.
Yeah, they haven't brought her back yet. I'm sure it's coming, though. I'm sure it's coming.
They literally brought they dug so deep they literally brought in the love interest from Karate Kid 3 and be like, and like I actually like how they integrated her, like they made it his wife's sister and whatnot. Like I thought that was really good kind of integration.
Yep.
No.
Okay, well, before we segue off into the sunset, let's continue, please.
Yes.
Oh my God. We'll get back to this. Okay. Good Omens. Oh no! I kind of like that
Neil.
show.
What Sandman?
Yeah.
No, Good Omens was about to
No,
do
Good Omens.
the angel and the demon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also right.
Yeah, that's the one that has David Tennant and Michael Sheen in it.
Sheen.
Right?
Yeah.
I watched it and I think I barely remember it, so I don't really care.
I enjoyed it. Grim, what did you think?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
I love
The
both
book's
of those
better, but it was
actors.
good.
Both of those actors are amazing. So
Yeah. Gutfield, don't give a shit. House of the Dragon. Okay. All the scripts for second season House of the Dragon have been turned in. So I think we will get a season 2 of this, which is awesome because I really enjoyed the first one.
I did too. It was really good.
MTV
Also,
Music
Team Black.
Awards.
Team Black for life.
Yeah, MTV Music Awards. Nobody gives a shit. Rap shit. Nobody cares. Rings of Power will move forward with production on the second season amid the ongoing WGA strike, but the Amazon Prime Video show will not be using the services of J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay. Good, because screw them. They're supporting the guild on the strike. Ha.
Translation. We know we fucked up, but we can't say it.
Right.
So here's the question: is it going to be better without writers?
No.
So supposedly they're doing
Couldn't
filming
be
without
worse.
a showrunner. Like supposedly they're not. They don't even have a showrunner in charge of it.
I don't know. I saw who they got to replace them, and I'm just kind of like, it's not going to get better. So, Saturday Night Live has gone dark to support the writer's strike. I don't care. Fuck Saturday Night Live. It hasn't been funny in years.
Still not laughing.
Yeah, The Talk, Daily Show. I don't care. Yellow Jackets. Okay.
The Talk is basically like a discount View. Like it's a View, but somehow worse.
Yellow Jackets. I saw the first season. I haven't caught up on the second season yet. And apparently they said all progress on season 3 has halted after exactly 1 day of progress, which means it's pretty much... Wow.
There was an attempt.
So far, there's not been a single show where I'm like, oh, darn, I will miss this. Like I said, I remember the 2007 strike. That affected at least 20 seasons or shows that I watched. But series and stuff were actually good back then. So
I don't know. Like I said, Cobra Kai is good. I'm glad House of the Dragon made it through the cut. So
Yeah. I just love the whole story about House of the Dragon because the showrunner for House of the Dragon was supposed to do Conan, over at Amazon, and they canceled it because toxic masculinity. And then
I
he
know.
went over. They went over to like literally Amazon created their own downfall because like House of Dragon was going against like Ring of the Power. Sorry.
Me thinks that Nick does not know who he speaketh to because, you know, I am like one of the biggest Conan bananas out there. I mean, like the only guy who comes close to me, the only guy who comes close to me probably is Andre from Midnight's Edge, who I had a really great discussion with about Conan and Robert E. Howard.
I love the Midnight's Edge crew. I love those guys.
Yeah, I love those guys too. I wish they'd come on the show. But you know,
I would love to have a conversation with like Andre or Tom. Like they seem like cool people.
I have. Andre is a very cool guy. He's an awesome dude.
What's up, Greg?
We have Greg.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Greg,
Okay,
do you have any input on the WGA writer strike?
Got a new microphone stand.
Hey.
Ooh.
Nice.
I don't know if it works.
Sounds good.
Oh, the writer strike?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's awesome. I hope that Hollywood produces less.
Yeah.
Did you hear what they're actually messing with right now?
I hope they're messing with their salaries so that they make even fewer movies and TV shows. But go ahead.
Oh look, Squeaka waited for you.
Squeaka!
Hooray, Squeaka!
Squeaka.
Mice and rats in.
Also, if you need a
Unity.
rat, I can go grab Courage.
You have
just to pass
actual
by.
rats.
Just to pass by, I have actually spoken to Razor Fist. He is a really, really cool guy. I would absolutely adore it if Razor Fist came on here. You know?
Yeah, the thing is, I can't wear my Witcher necklace when I'm around him, or else he'll throw a hissy fit. Because like he has like this stick up his ass about Geralt being a ripoff of Elric.
Okay. Well,
That's weird, but okay.
Yeah, I mean it's oddly specific, but insult the guy that we want to bring on our show. But
Oh no, he's cool. I like him. I like the dude.
Okay.
I mean, he hates half the stuff I like, but then the half the stuff he likes I also like. So I think we could have a good conversation.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the guy's awesome.
He is.
I mean, you know, we're not going to agree with everyone on everything because obviously that would be ridiculous. But you know, I think what brings us together as nerds, for the most part, is what we can agree on. So, and oh, look at that guy!
Oh,
look at that guy!
Brand.
This is Courage. He's
Yeah, you lost the other guy not so long ago, huh?
yeah. Drake passed away. His brother, he passed away a month or two ago. But Courage is still kicking. You know, he's my buddy, and you know, we're good. Oh, he's
Yep.
He's disappeared my shirt.
Well, sadly, rats don't live that long, right?
Yeah, they live on average about 2 to 4 years. He's a little over a year old, so at least got another probably year with him, maybe 2.
Okay, is Razor Fist a greater Conan nerd than me?
maybe Howard in general, because I know Razor's way more into like Solomon Kane.
Yeah. I'm more of a Conan pretty specific guy. I don't really read a lot of Howard's other stuff. I need to. I want to. I just haven't got around to it.
Have you guys seen the Solomon Kane movie? It's really good.
Yeah, I did. And I was really upset because it pretty much went directly to video. And I'm just like, wow, this could have been a big hit.
Wasn't that directed by like the lady who was actually supposed to do Conan, like the actual like one who was supposed to run it or something? I can't remember. Like, it was like a really good showrunner or something. I can't remember.
Oh no.
But yeah, whoever did it, they knew their stuff. So
They did. It was a good Conan. I mean, it was good Solomon Kane. I don't know if we're ever going to get a good Conan again.
I actually like Jason Momoa as Conan. It's just the rest of the movie was kind of shit. But him as Conan, I didn't mind. He was a good Conan, I think.
I agree.
Squeaka, I just want to say I really appreciate that. Courage certainly appreciates that as well. Yeah, that was not a good day. I'm just making sure Courage has the fight.
Squeaka is a very dear heart person.
Yeah, Squeaka's a good friend of mine, so yeah, I love her too. We must protect weekends at all costs.
We should. All right. So, all right. Let's shill your stuff, Nick.
Sounds good to me.
All right. So, you have a new comic book in the works, and it's one that I'm actually interested in, huh?
Oh yes. Maybe
yes.
maybe we might see you back it on stream. Maybe.
Perhaps. Ouch. Okay.
Yes.
So this is the new one, and this is 2100 Samurai number 3, A Bridge Too Far.
Yes, sir. So this is a start of a new story arc. Issues 1 and 2 were its own story arc, kind of like the introductory thing. I kind of like an issue 1 and 2 like to like a 2-part television pilot, and now this is the start of a 3-part story arc, and then those 2 arcs will make up Volume 1. So 5 issues in Volume 1. So 3, 4, and 5 are the next ones. So yeah, yeah.
So $5 for the digital comic, which we don't do that. Physical comic, $10. Okay. Goodie bag, 20.
Yep,
the
goodie bag's pretty cool because you get a set of 3 stickers, and then also a set of 4 trading cards.
Nice. This guy kind of reminds me of the dude from Warrior.
He's actually inspired by Billy the Butcher from Gangs of New York.
Oh, okay.
And
good cover.
That was Xevious' work. He did an amazing job, honestly.
Yeah. Blood and Steel edition.
One's so this one it's pretty special because basically you get like a special edition of the comic which has spot foil on it for like a lot of the stuff. Not only that, so regularly the interiors are black and white grayscale, but in the Blood and Steel edition, the interiors will also have the addition of the color red. Like you saw in the trailer, the guy shooting the fireball, it was like lit up with red like the circuitry. That's the Blood and Steel edition.
Nice.
You also get your name in the book, and there may be a print in there. I haven't figured it out. I don't want to say it for certain because I don't want to get myself in trouble. So, yeah.
Okay. Real quick. Okay, so the catch-up tier is $30, and it's 3 physical copies. I mean, it's like a physical copy of all 3 books.
Yes.
Okay. So there we go. For $30, you can get 3 comic books, and they're, or you could pay $5 and buy the Whoopi Goldberg book.
Yeah.
I think I know what I'm about. Like we always say, you pay a little bit more filet mignon, but it's better than Taco Bell.
Taco Hell, you gotta love it.
What's the page count for the book?
Yeah.
It's 20 pages. 20 pages for interiors. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's all 3 of them?
Some of them are like 20, 24. They kind of fluctuate between that. So yeah.
And
so they're all at least 20.
And it's all ad free and all that stuff, right?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Sometimes in the back of the book, I'll sneak in hey, look, here's my next comic coming up, or maybe a friend of mine wants some promo, but that's in the back of the book.
Yeah, but what I'm basically trying to get at is, you buy any other kind of comic books, and it's usually got an ad or some crap in there to eat up the page count, and this doesn't do that.
It is pure cyberpunk samurai.
Nice. Well, there you go, guys. It's up on Indiegogo Projects 2100 Samurai. Here we go. I'll just go ahead and copy the link.
Yep.
And
so we've had
post it directly to you guys.
Yep, we had a really good start to it. Right now, we're kind of closing in on 25% in. We just need about like $17 to kind of get to that goal. I'm hoping to get 50% funded at the end of the week. I think that goal is pretty obtainable. People have been really good so far, and I'm really excited.
Yeah, I think you're gonna make it.
Yeah, I think I will.
Any comments from the panel?
Well, I don't really read comics anymore, so I don't really have much input there. But I hope you make it. Like, as somebody who's crowdfunded stuff myself, I know how nerve-wracking that stuff is. So
yeah, I'm pretty much a nervous wreck until it gets funded. So
yeah.
And then I will be doing Screecher issue 2 this fall. So like for
what?
You were so quiet. I was like, "Are you zoning?"
A little bit. It's been a tough day today.
I'm sorry, bub.
Yeah.
All right. So there you got it, guys. It's another Indiegogo comic book project, and we like indie comic book creators because obviously the mainstream has failed us.
Yeah, like that's a big reason why I even create my own comic books, because like I just got so disappointed with reading the crappy like Marvel or DC comics. I'm like, fine, I'll do it myself.
Screw you guys! I'm gonna go make my own comic books with blackjack and hookers.
Oh,
that is pretty much that whole comics gate thing. So yeah,
fun fact. So I was a part of a different comic book company, and I left that company in 2019. It was a thing, and so I figured I was gonna start my own company. I almost called my company Blackjack and Hookers Comics. Like I was like this close, because like that was my whole marching match. Like, I'm gonna start my own comic company with blackjack and hookers, and like I was this close to calling it Blackjack and Hookers Comics, but like I figured, that wouldn't look too good on a page. So,
I don't know. I think if I were gonna do my own comic book, I would definitely have at least one panel with a blackjack table and at least one panel with a hooker somewhere.
You know what the funny thing is? Like like their base of operations is a brothel. So like I can literally like put a panel where like they're like you have hookers playing blackjack. They'll literally say my comic has both blackjack and hookers.
God, yeah.
Okay, I'm doing that. I'm doing that next issue. I'm so doing that. I have to now.
Oh my God! I forgot about this. Yeah, hang on a minute. Grim has pushed me to shoot up one of his links because he does actually have a product called My Own Dungeon with Blackjack and Hookers. I forgot about that. I totally forgot about that. And it's a little early for show and tell, but I figure might as well do a little bit. I've got a little bit of show and tell here.
Do show.
I do show. I got this.
A little dark.
Was it too dark?
Yeah.
I apologize. There. Bleep. Now it's probably too light.
No, it's fine.
Let me get my...
A little bit too close.
Oh my God, I'm holding it. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I was sent these by a dear friend who, I'm not sure who. I mean, can you guys read the name there? Can you read the name? I'm not sure who sent this, but...
NASA.
Yeah, NASA. Yes. And, yeah, I'm not sure who this guy is. If y'all know who he is, tell him that I'm very grateful, and that I think these books are really cool. And the reason I got sent these is because I had an idea for a game, and my friend, being as cool as he is, said, "You know what? I think I will help you." And so he sent me these. And sure enough, yeah, I haven't had a chance to really go through these hardcore yet, but I started reading over Colony Moon yesterday, and I like the rules, and I just may adapt some of these for this new game I have in mind. It's not a role-playing game, guys, but it is cool.
Yeah, that's what I hoped.
Yeah, thank you very much, Grim. I really do appreciate that. And you sent me physical copies, which was so awesome of you. Some gems I picked up here. Bruce Campbell and the Terminal Invasion. If you haven't seen it, it's just pure fun. Monster movie fun. Bruce Campbell actually plays the bad guy, who is actually the good guy.
Nice.
And direct from Malaysia, Tensei Shitaraken de Shita, which is reincarnated as a sword. And honestly, this is kind of like, okay, I know that the isekai genre is like been done to death, but honestly, this is one of the most fun isekai I have seen in a very, very long time. I highly recommend it.
At least the reincarnated is something cool as a sword. I've seen the isekai where it's like, I reincarnated as a vending machine. And it's like,
I want to see that one.
Stupid.
No, I want to see that one. That one looks like fun. But this is fun.
I gotta say, I really do like Rising of the Shield Hero. Like, I feel like they play around like the video game tropes really well.
They do. All of them kind of do. And I just got this today, and some of y'all are going to have to contain your jealousy because this is an unopened set of Gunbuster 2. All three of them.
How many did you have to sell both your kidneys to get that one?
I did not. In fact, I'm pretty sure I paid less than $40 for these.
Yeah, well, I have an unopened set of Nutbuster too, so.
Yeah, well. But yeah, these are kind of hard to find. I'm not going to guarantee these are probably not bootlegs, but I don't think they are. I think they are actually originals.
They look legit.
They look legit. So, but I'm looking forward to checking it out. And the actual reprint of Gunbuster, the original series, the original OVAs, I believe those are supposed to be coming out June?
May 30th.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to say something in response to like Lord Thoth's comment. Tales of Gore, like I haven't heard that name since my Second Life days. If you play Second Life, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and you are cringing.
That's part of what convinced me to do the RPG, actually, that it was so popular on Second Life.
I remember, I'm old school, I remember it from like mucks and mods and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that's pre-Second Life.
Like, there is such a huge, like, gore role-playing scene on Second Life, it is insane.
It is cool. All right. Well, let's see. We're moving into our second hour. I'm gonna do a little video by the Echo Chamberlain because of it's kind of like what our title was based on today about what your history is. But before I do that, I actually found a trailer for a video game I had not ever heard of before. And I thought, wow, this is so cool. How come I never knew about this? So I figured I'd show it off really quick because it's like a 5-minute trailer. And it really looks cool. It's by Neil Blomkamp.
Same story I've heard 1,000 times, bro. I'm turning away from something. Came here for a better future or whatever.
Unfortunately, it's just a cinematic, so we really don't know about the gameplay or anything yet.
So heal up nice and good.
But it does have the Blomkamp look, doesn't it?
He's more machine than man.
Yep.
You sounded exactly like Alec Guinness. Bravo.
He does.
Oh, yes, I know him. He's me.
Okay, well, we'll talk about this after this.
Sewer rat.
Well, what?
I was going to ask him to say something Ewan McGregor's line is Alec Guinness, but we'll talk about it later.
No.
That's a name I've not heard in a long time.
I ain't got no goddamn food. Now get back over to your bed before you get shot.
Like I said, it's just a cinematic, so I don't actually know what the gameplay involves. I'm really hoping that the whole game is not like, you know.
So it's basically Bionic Commando for the looks of it.
Well, this part looks like it, but I get the impression that you're going to be able to trade cybernetic limbs off with other characters to get different powers, because that's what this trailer kind of indicates.
Help me, you fuck! Where's Storm? She's hunting the other one down. She took off. You ever get that feeling that you're fighting for the wrong side?
I can almost hear him going, go to sleep, shh, go to sleep.
There you go. Night, night, bitch.
Yeah, see, this is the part that right here.
Well, why don't I just take this from you? You don't need that.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's no arm in it.
I told you I like this arm.
Yeah. So if the trailer is anything that indicates the way the game works, then yeah, you're going to be swapping out limbs with other guys and getting new powers and stuff. I don't know.
They should call it hot swap.
It's pretty awkward when you take the arm of a guy that's just like way shorter than you.
True.
Nice Mozambique drill.
Yep. But anyway, this game's called Off the Grid.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
And I think it's coming out this year.
Get going, skin limb.
Yep. I'm just kind of surprised I never heard of this.
So, I mean, with that kind of name and stuff, it's probably gonna be some like battle royale type thing.
Oh, I hope not.
So now this is implying single player story.
Yeah.
I mean, the character models aren't the best I've seen. Look at the black guy there, for example.
I think I heard a flight out of here.
I've just been disappointed a lot by like games that have like a really cool premise and like cool trailers and stuff, and it's like, oh, this would be amazing as like a single player or co-op game. It's like, no, it's like an Escape from Tarkov style, like PvP, like battle royale type thing. I'm like, pass.
Or worse stuff, you wind up like Redfall.
Yeah.
No, that's not doing well.
Oh, I mean that's honestly just getting to a whole nother issue of these games coming out like half baked. Like, look at Jedi Survivor.
Ugh, that game looks terrible.
Which, by the way, I do not have. I am anxious about seeing how well the new Zelda turns out.
Oh boy.
Yeah, like honestly, they gotta justify that price increase.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that, and given that we're like what four years into the Switch's lifespan, and it's starting to hit some bottlenecks.
Yeah.
I got to see how this thing plays out.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure we'll probably be getting that Switch announcement this year. It'll either be coming out next year or Q3 of this year. Like I think this summer we might get an announcement. I think they're gearing up for it. Because like I follow a lot of the rumor subreddits, and there's been a lot of chatter.
Well, it looks like you're going to be able to print your own guns here. That's kind of cool.
So we get to go. This means we're probably going to be looting, gathering, crafting materials to make new limbs. Like,
yeah, I mean, you got. I mean, what do you know any other way to lazily extend the gameplay?
Well, I mean, you know,
story and plot.
Yeah, story and plot. It's a great idea. Actually,
but that costs money.
A cyberpunk battle royale shooter. That's literally what it's advertised as. So yes, I was right.
Oh shit, no. Yeah. Speaking of which, I found a meme that kind of fits.
Oh, has Phantom Liberty come out yet?
I don't know.
Not yet.
But yeah, unlike this game developers in, it's like, I coded Roller Coaster Tycoon entirely in assembly so it can run on most machines. We made a shooter game that only takes up 97,000 bytes of space. Try our new game. First few levels are free shareware. Oh, I remember that was with Doom.
Yeah.
Minimum requirements, so long as your computer can turn on. AAA developers now.
Paint.
Sorry, we can't work on fixing the game. One of our employees keeps stealing breast milk from the female employees.
Like, did you see the reaction like the game devs had to Elden Ring? Like they were like just throwing a temper tantrum. It was sad.
Our game is 500 gigabytes. You don't need to play any other games, right? Also, there's a 50 gigabyte update patch. Optimization? Just get a better PC, bro. You need at least next gen to play without our game crashing.
Lamau.
Yep.
And then,
Our single player game is always online because fuck you. That's why.
And then these people like, oh, you guys are racist because you didn't buy our game.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, jeez. It's funny with game development. Particularly the Horizon games. The first one comes out like the week before a brand new Zelda game. Horizon 2 comes out like a week or so right before Elden Ring drops.
Yeah.
I see you, Zax. Hi.
Well, didn't help that they made the chick from Horizon suddenly look like that fat guy from those mukbang videos with the wig on.
Oh my god.
Yep. What was it? Avocado.
Nick Avocado. Yeah.
Yeah. That was not a good look for her. Although I did catch Grim playing that on stream.
Like what?
Well,
What is it with? Like, what is it with like these video games? Where like I get like you don't want to like overly sexualize the character, like put her in skimpy clothing, but why do you have to go the exact opposite direction and literally make these women ugly? Like, come on.
I think we sort of kind of halfway covered that last week. Kinda.
Did we?
Yeah. When we were kind of talking about how it's sort of that juxtaposition of being more accepting and open about alternative lifestyles, sexuality, etc., and at the same time being so very sex negative that how traditionally feminine women, like, how dare you like choose to like
sexualize?
Pink. That's a boy's color now.
Yeah, because like growing up, the sexual puritanism was a thing of the religious right. Like anyone who lived through the '90s, remember that. Like literally the same stuff
like
that
all of us.
The left is saying now.
Literally,
the right was saying in the '90s and 2000s. It's literally the exact same stuff, the exact same words.
Yeah. I mean, it's like we have 50 new genders, but nobody's having sex. So I don't get it.
I think
because how do you figure out who's allowed to fuck who?
Yeah. My parts aren't interchangeable anymore. We have two Audis, but they don't go in.
You need an adapter plug just to get to first base. It's terrible.
Yeah.
By the way, T-shirt, not to interject with something off topic.
No, I'm listening.
But I just went on Right Stuff Anime, and Gunbuster Blu-ray is in stock.
What?
A whole month early. It's been released on Right Stuff. I just bought it, so
I have it on pre-order from Amazon.
Well,
it's supposed to have been out this month.
You screwed up because Right Stuff usually gets it. Right Stuff gets it pretty early usually.
Damn!
I just bought it. I can't wait to watch it.
What a loser, lol.
Well, I've seen it before, so I'll get to watch it again. So, and I still have Gunbuster too.
Probably the best ending in all of anime history that I know of. That ending fucked me up. That shit was what the hell?
Yeah,
it was really creepy.
Is it the gun that
loved it? No, Gunbuster's really good. It's honestly it's one of the best mecha anime I've seen in a long time because it's so original.
Well, it's like a weird. So it's like Top Gun, fan service, over the top boobs, whatever But it's somehow they combine that with hardcore science fiction, like
I mean,
time dilation, like theories and like weird shit. It's like it's crazy.
They mentioned the Tannhauser Gate in it, even.
Yeah, I love that shit.
I do
you want to know one anime that I really got into recently? We were talking about Isekai earlier. Who here has seen My Uncle is from Another World?
No.
We're gonna need Brandon, the anime guy, for that one.
Yeah.
I've seen the thing is I'm a huge like Sega fan, and like there's so many like Sega references in that show. And I like how it's kind of like a reverse isekai. It's like a post isekai kind of thing. Like what happens when they come back to the world, And I just thought it has a fresh enough premise, and obviously the Sega references. I just thought, hey, I like it. Well, like literally, the title, the title is an homage to Panzer Dragoon. Like they literally do the Panzer Dragoon title homage. Like,
yeah.
Well, one of the only modern animes that I'm really into, and I think T-shirt probably is into as well, is High Score Girl on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that T-shirt?
What's that one about?
I need to catch it.
Oh my god!
I am so far behind on my anime.
No! You need to prioritize this.
Okay.
So what it is, it's about arcade gaming in the early '90s in Japan.
Oh,
they show the games. Full
I was
footage.
there.
Oh,
yeah. It's about Street Fighter 2.
Yes.
Oh,
I was there.
Warrior.
Yeah, T-shirt was that little girl.
Listen, usually these type of animes, when they show this shit, they don't know what they're talking about. but they know, like, they go deep into some Street Fighter 2, like, actual, like, competitive stuff, like, stuff that you haven't thought about in, like, 30 years. I'm telling you.
Oh, my God. Yeah,
like,
I was in Japan in the 90s.
Watch the first episode. You will be like, oh, my God.
I feel so old now.
Watch that. I'm telling you, you got to watch the first episode.
Okay, I will. And speaking of Street Fighter, I did download and play the Street Fighter 6 demo this week, guys.
Did you give gifts to Chun-Li?
I haven't even seen Chun-Li in it. But
I just saw a news report that you can give gifts to people. Like, you can give gifts to Chun-Li!
Okay. But anyway. So, yeah. My thoughts on it are, I mean, basically all I've done is the create the character and go through the tutorial and that whole first level thing. I have to say the character creation thing is really, really super duper deep. You can really customize all these different aspects of your character. You can really play with all the different settings and really make an interesting character. But where it falls flat is the fact that you don't necessarily get to equip your character with any kind of particular outfits, because the outfits are part of your character's power dynamics. So I guess we have to wait for the full game to release before we can start playing around with outfits, because you just get some default stuff, which may or may not look good for your character, depending on what you picked. And
I'm about to bust out the fight stick.
Yeah, totally. But it's kind of unique and it's kind of different because, you know, you're basically playing like a trainee and you're building your character up from the bottom. Now, I mean, you start off with some default moves that you get. But my understanding is as you play through it, I mean, literally you're fighting people in the street in order to build up experience, grinding up experience and getting more levels and powering up your skill trees and learning from new masters and picking up their moves and all this kind of stuff. And yes, you can eat food to get power-ups and give gifts to do stuff and all this other stuff. It's pretty neat. I kind of like it. It adds more longevity, I think, to the game, because I really think Street Fighter V failed hard, in my opinion, just because they were so intent on the whole online play bullshit that they just neglected the story. They neglected the single-player experience, and I really resented Street Fighter V for that.
So I'm kind of low-key freaking out right now because I had an idea for this exact style of game back in like the early 2000s. Like I distinctly remember like writing down like, hey, you're a newbie fighter and you got to train yourself and like earn moves and whatnot, like kind of like a fighter RPG kind of thing. Like it is so crazy that I thought of this game back in the 2000s.
Well, I mean, it's not a new concept. I mean, TTRPGs have explored stuff like that for a long time, but
the wrestling games have often had really deep character customization to the point where people have made like copies of SpongeBob and shit in them.
Yeah. So. And I believe some of those actually had going into matches and building up power and improving your stats and stuff. So it's not a new concept. Oh, what's this? Ironcaster?
Oh, back? I dropped the link. It's a new Japanese RPG translation that's come out called Convictor Drive.
Holy crap! This looks cool.
It's something of a sort of inspiration based on Kamen Rider and other Super Sentai shows.
I've seen it.
One of the neat.
You said Kamen Rider?
Yes.
Okay, so this is it. This looks cool as shit.
Well, one of the neat things with this game is all the combat is done in a 3x3 grid, so to reflect height and range.
Mm-hmm.
I might need to back this.
$100.
It's long over.
Oh.
Yeah, but that's for the Uber everything.
Yeah. Whereas the standard book is like I think 40.
Yeah, I think
digital is 20. The PDF is 20. So not bad, honestly. Like, oh my god, this looks so cool.
I got a bonus coming up at the end of the month. How long is this going on?
I don't know.
Have you bought my book yet, T-shirt?
I have a bonus coming up at the end of the month, Victor. It's not the end of the month.
You gotta buy my first, and then you can treat yourself.
Okay. I promise I will.
I finally went to my I went to my co-author's house and I got a couple more cases of books, so I can finally ship another one out to T-shirt.
Let me guess, your co-author's house is a fucking castle.
Probably is.
He has a pretty good house. It's very modern. It's a modern 1990s style house, you know.
So it's a castle that has air conditioning, and we get it.
I can finally. So if you don't know this story, I shipped 9 of my books to T-shirt, and they got lost in the mail. So fuck my life.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, 9 books gone, just vanished.
Wow.
It sucks. They have no answer for me, so I just have to send another box.
I had a book stolen from me recently. I was supposed to get Neckbedia's new Kickstarter in, and I got the package and it was sealed in a plastic bag, the little cardboard thing. I was like, oh, it's here. So I opened the bag, I pulled out the cardboard thing. It's just open and empty. There's no book inside. So somebody at customs just took it out and just kept it, I guess.
Was that the
gas station? Yeah, and I'm still waiting on the new one. I got the signed one and everything. I had to recently pay for the to get it imported, and I still haven't seen it yet. So I don't know.
Speaking of which, has anybody seen Guard Bro this week?
No.
Last time I saw him was in the chat.
I saw him on a cruise. We were going to the Bahamas. He had a lot of money. I don't know. It's just
fucking rich dude.
I saw him on Pundit stream. That was it.
Yeah, that was a while ago. This is cool.
I talked to him earlier this week. He seems very busy.
A pundit made a video recently about some drama, and he literally said in the video, "I have a very high IQ." Pundit literally said, "I am very smart."
No. He said he was smart, but not too smart.
Oh, okay.
Right, and then he mentioned IQ's over 140, and I felt personally attacked.
All right.
I'm not making fun of Pundit. I just thought it was funny because of his personality and all that.
To be fair, you have to have a really high IQ to be able to properly appreciate Lion and Dragon.
Yes.
Morty, I'm a dragon. Look at me.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
a lion. Grr.
Next, you're gonna tell me that the dragon wants Szechuan sauce.
Yes.
Well.
Don't they always?
All right, guys.
The article he was quoting is pretty fascinating. How and the stupidity that it is. Apparently, neurodivergent people are not welcome at RPG tables.
What?
Yeah, I saw that. I tweeted about that article. That article is dumb as shit.
I'm neurodivergent.
Everyone is. That's how stupid it is.
Don't you?
That's why it's so funny.
Isn't being neurodivergent literally a requirement to even want to play Dungeons and Dragons?
That's
kinda.
The worst.
Yeah.
How far have they gone?
It's just the usual grifters that are like, oh, we're putting accessibility tools in this. We're helping, neurodivergent people get accepted. We're breaking the stigma of them not belonging in D&D. It's what stigma? It's literally the opposite. Literally the stereotype is that you have to be autistic to play D&D. Yeah. So come on. And hi Victor. Hi.
This guy is neurodivergent, by the way. This guy right here.
Yeah, if you couldn't tell,
aren't we all? I think.
Yeah,
I think we all are to some degree.
I literally have brain damage, so yes.
What happened? Did you get hit in the head with a football?
No, I almost died when I was 1. Well, I
Yikes.
actually did die, but yeah, I got brought back.
Oh,
well, that would do it.
But then necromancy or medicine?
Yes.
Yeah. No, it was sudden.
Tobacco.
It was sudden infant death syndrome, and they actually managed to bring me back. But I was in a coma for a week, and yeah, it was a whole
Yeesh.
thing.
Yeah, that'll do it. I'm glad you're here, bud.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have you to make fun of if you weren't around,
Yeah, true.
You guys are scum.
I speak for everyone. What I'm glad you're still here.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Do we want to see an Echo Chamberlain video? Or are we ready to handle that this week?
Yeah, go for it.
Ironcaster, stop.
No, I'm just getting myself ready. Let's go.
Okay.
Feeling a little punchy.
A little punchy. I mean,
Feeling a little scalpy.
We've covered just about everything. By the way, I wanted to let you guys know that this video, this one right here, this short, King, I'm so much into close combat. Yes, give it to me.
Now, where is that on the Monster Girl spectrum?
Scaroused. Definitely scaroused.
I like the talons on her feet.
No, that's scary because I actually like feet, and I'm looking at those going, there's no way I'm putting one of them some bitches in my mouth or anything.
Exposed to 4K. Teacher's like, I ain't sucking on those fucking toes. Hell no.
God, I did not need to know that.
Next week, we're ranking science fiction feet by tier. Is that
Yeah, that short is not making any traction for some reason. I don't know why. I guess feet just did it. Nobody wanted to see it.
So you're saying you don't like Fiala?
I guess not.
Wait, when did you become Dan
Pornhub,
Schneider? Bro, when did you become Dan Schneider?
Busted. I mean, you've never seen them in the room together at the same time.
The feet he likes are illegal age, so.
Ew.
No, you made a Dan Schneider joke. I just finished it, so.
It's really hard to go back to those old Nickelodeon cartoons.
Can we not put Dan Schneider and Finish in the same sentence?
Can we not put Dan Schneider in my video at all?
See, the trick is to have a sexual kink so obscure that no one else realizes that you're getting off.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
that's what I do.
Our dear friend, the Echo Chamberlain, who I would desperately love to get on the show, Echo Chamberlain, by the way, who I sent an email about getting on our show. But he's too busy hanging out with the Critical Drinker and, Mauler and all the other big YouTubers. He can't hang out with those little guys.
No.
Grim, we need to get you some more subs. Maybe then, you can get that big dick YouTuber energy and, swing some of these guys to come hang out with us.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're creeping up slowly.
There you go. But anyway, so he did a video that I really enjoyed.
Has always been beset with struggles and tensions around representation.
And,
in recent years, however, we've seen the emergence of something different. A weird, relativist expansion in the scope of on-screen diversity. Colorblind casting resulting in a black actress portraying the real-life historical white Anne Boleyn.
Yeah, I don't, I mean, as a historian, I'm just kind of like, did you choose? Okay, I mean, it's like if they made a point of making that one actress black, I'm kind of like,
and then they made it a race issue.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, if they really wanted diverse casting, how come they didn't make more of the characters in the show of different ethnicity, But they had to make that one character black. Like, they had to single her out. So that's what kind of makes me think is like, it's just some political bullshit. This has nothing to do with, with diversity.
They take great care to make everything else accurate, and then they just put in they put in this weird anachronistic thing. Like if it was like that weird Shakespeare movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, where it's like Shakespeare in the modern day or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're trying to tell the Anne Boleyn story in some weird it's like Anne Boleyn, but she's like in the hood in the 90s or whatever. Go for it. That could be interesting, but don't make it 99% historically accurate and then shoehorn in a completely anachronistic weird thing, and then for people that complain racist.
It's just stunt casting. That's all it is. It's stunt casting.
A black actress playing an 11th century Danish Viking.
Oh, that one pissed off Jace to no end. I personally kind of thought it was just in bad taste because of the fact that it was a dude, and B is a black woman. You talk about twisting stereotypes. I mean, this is supposed to be on the History Channel, Well, originally it was on the History Channel, and then it moved over to Netflix. I guess once it got to Netflix, they said, fuck it, we're just going to do whatever we want.
I for one am more open to all this recasting of things.
Oh shit!
Leave now and never come back.
Yeah, I mean, coming soon to a theater near you. Frederick Douglass, played by Jeremy Irons.
You mean you don't want to see Ryan Gosling as Tupac?
Yeah, I would watch that.
I would watch that. Yeah, there you go.
I can't wait for Marvel to cast Donny Osmond as T'Chaka.
Well,
Black and Asian Regency era English gentry and shire folk. Victorian England as agreeably multiracial in the world of David Copperfield and Great Expectations. Modern film and TV showrunners no longer have any inhibitions in dispensing with historical accuracy.
See, this is why you don't need writers' rooms anymore, because you get like an entire group of these people together. They can't decide on anything, and it all sounds homogenous. And unfortunately, it's like it becomes watered down.
Vision.
Yeah, no singular vision. It becomes watered down shit.
Well,
that's why all these shows are like just all vanilla, just plain and whatever, because it's all compromises and it's just all the same shit.
Well, one of the things that isn't helping the current situation either were the mandates that got put in for the Academy Awards, where if you want your film to be eligible to be nominated, you have to meet a certain amount of diversity for the sake of checking boxes just to become eligible.
And do they not have some awards now that are strictly for like a diversity casting or whatever like that? Somebody who's a non-white actor or whatever. Is that right?
I wouldn't be surprised.
No, I mean, the reason I'm asking seriously because that is basically the Academy Awards version of a participation trophy. Because it's I was in this movie too, but I had a different melanin level. Okay, so I guess this person gets an award too. So.
I haven't watched the Oscars in years. So I haven't really watched any of that stuff. The last stuff I would watch was the Golden Globes when Ricky Gervais was on. Like at least he was.
Oh
funny.
God, that was funny.
That was like literally the last time I watched that shit. It was literally just for him like roasting all of them. But,
pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, he knew what the hell was going on.
Bring the past as they wish it was, as it would have been more suitably nice to have been, to repurpose it to be more inclusively positive for a modern audience. And now, flowing from this trend of fictional reimagining, we have a further step into relativism with the Netflix documentary series African Queens. The series, produced and narrated by Jada Pinkett Smith, depicts the Egyptian pharaoh Cleopatra, who was controversially played by a black actress. Up until recently, showrunners have usually pushed back against criticism over diverse casting choices by framing the critics as fragile and out-of-touch reactionaries who are all in their feelings. But in this case, it is Egyptians who are accusing the Netflix documentary of blackwashing and not depicting their cultural icon as being of Macedonian Greek descent. An Egyptologist and former Antiquities Minister of Egypt said, "This is completely fake. Cleopatra was Greek, meaning that she was light-skinned, not black," adding that Netflix is trying to provoke confusion by spreading false and deceptive facts that the origin of the Egyptian civilization is black. Director Tina Garavi, who admits that she does not know if Cleopatra was black, said her desire was to bring Cleopatra into the 21st century.
That is bullshit. Okay. I'm going to say this. Please, nobody interrupt me on this one, okay? Because Animane actually wanted me to go ahead and say this at some point for a clip. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I left a comment on his one of his videos when he was also talking about Cleopatra. And my take is that rather than focusing on actual Nubian pharaohs, because there was an entire 25th Nubian dynasty of pharaohs, okay? And these guys were Payi, Shabaka, Shebiktu, Taharka, Tantamani, and Atlanarsa. And they chose the one with the name recognition, right? Because she's not the only female pharaoh, because you still have Hatshepsut, you have Mernith, right? There's at least 3 female pharaohs. There's probably more, but I mean, that's just the first 3 that I know of. But she just so happens to be the most well-known due to Hollywood, okay? I mean, if you asked anybody else in Hollywood, they would probably be able to name Ramesses. They might be able to name Tutankhamun. If you're lucky, one of them paid attention in history class, and they can maybe remember Akhenaten. But you ask, your average Hollywood, history failing morons about, to name an Egyptian pharaoh. Say, oh, Cleopatra, right? Because she was the last one. She's not the only white pharaoh, right? Because there was the entire Ptolemaic dynasty, which lasted for 275 years and was founded by Ptolemy, who was one of Alexander the Great's generals. Okay, and I don't know, but I mean, I didn't live back then, obviously, but we have pretty decent archaeological evidence that people who were from Macedonia, Greece, were not black-skinned people. But they chose to go after the white woman because of the name recognition in Hollywood. Because we have pretty robust archaeological evidence on other pharaohs like Samarkand, the pharaoh Samarkand. But if you wanted to pitch making a show about Samarkand, they just said, who? Okay, now this African Queen series, it's in its second season. That means they've already had a whole season on Netflix before this. And because nobody watched the first season, they figured, we've got to get somebody big in there so we can make some controversy and get people watching this. So they just take this, why don't we just, make up some shit and say that, it's just stupid, man. Sorry.
I agree. I was going to say something on this, and now it completely escaped me.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm trying to think. What was it? Oh no, it was on Saturday Night Live. They have that fake news segment that Norm Macdonald used to do, and they did it recently, and it's like, oh, the Egyptians are mad that they're depicting Cleopatra as black, but they didn't complain when the Mummy movies were a thing. It's like, yeah, way to compare those two things, like a schlocky fictional B movie versus a literal documentary. Yeah,
I mean, how come people weren't throwing shit at the theater screen because they got Arnold Vosloo to play, the Mummy?
Yeah.
I mean, Arnold Vosloo's a South African, so I mean, I'm surprised that they were continent. Yeah,
I was literally just about to say that.
I mean,
also, it's a fictional character in a schlocky B movie. It's not the same as a documentary being presented as historical fact.
And that's the thing that separates this from everything else is they try to present this as historical fact, and it's like even the rating, or I mean, even IMDb and everything else is now saying that it's historical drama or fiction now.
I am proud to stand with Queen Cleopatra, she wrote. A reimagined Cleopatra.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was waiting for you to pause. This is just more of that Scientology for black people. Because they hear Africa and they think black, right? But Africa is a huge continent.
Yeah.
North Africa has more in common with the Middle East, and there are white Arabs living there. It's ignorant and absurd, but I do think it's deliberate. It is this, not to sound racist, but this whole we was Kangs thing that comes out of the Black Hebrew Israelites and the Nation of Islam. Like I say, Scientology for black people. It's just nonsense, but nobody seems to feel able to call them out on their shit.
Well, you don't believe in Yakub?
Well, I mean,
no.
They had actual really awesome African kings and African pharaohs. I mean, they got Mansa Musa, the guy who can claim to be the richest man who ever lived in the entire civilization of the world, and they don't do a movie about Mansa Musa.
Well, even when they do try, even when they do try to like touch on actual historical like tribes and stuff like that, you get shit like the Woman King, which completely whitewashes the actual history and makes them out to be like anti-slavery heroes. It's like they were like the worst slavers like around. Like, come on.
Well, I mean, like one of Africa's, probably greatest heroes, depending on your point of view, was Hannibal Barca. Okay, that guy. I mean, he was from Northern Africa, so he might not have been black, but I'm pretty sure he was at least dark-skinned because he was Phoenician. They could pretty easily slip a black guy in for that one, but they don't do that. And for years, I know they were trying to get a Hannibal Barca movie made with Vin Diesel, and it just hasn't happened.
It's not good enough. You've got to undermine these other things and take them over or take them back.
Well, also Cleopatra just has such name recognition that
exactly
that they figured it was just it was easier to make that movie.
Well, yeah, and it's like everything else, It's like, oh yeah, we want to do Superman, but it's we're taking the name, but we're going to turn him black or gay or whatever. It's like because we can't create characters of our own, so we have to usurp other characters and undermine them.
They've literally gone out and said exactly that. Like they've literally said on multiple occasions. Yeah, of course, we're usurping your like you think we could pull this crap with original characters? They know that if they create an original character with their ability, that no one will care. It's the only way they can get attention is to make like Tony Stark black.
I guess. I don't know.
This is a terribly indulgent idea, dispensing with a commitment to history as a matter of record in favor of history as you ideally envisage it being. One beauty of fiction is that everything an author of a novel describes will be visualized differently in the mind's eye of every reader. Every story, whilst the same in its plot, setting, and characters, is also a highly personal, unique experience. Fiction is the ideal medium for that. Fiction is also the ideal expressive medium for wish fulfillment. History, as a discipline, as a chronicle of real lives, is not. What Pinkett Smith and Tina Garavi are doing is historical impressionism. Impressionist artists of the 19th century were not trying to paint a reflection of real life, but a stylized impression of how they perceived the person, light, atmosphere, object, or landscape. This is beautiful in the realm of art, but inappropriate in the realm of historical biography.
I'm going to jump ahead a little bit because he's got some really decent points to make, like in his last 10 minutes or so.
It's period fantasy, is what it is.
Yes, it is. Hey, Shadow and Sun.
Like that Ben Goldberg comic?
I feel like if they just leaned into it and said, "Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing," there would be a lot less flack. But it's because they tried to basically claim us and say, "Yeah, no, Cleopatra was always black, and we're just correcting the record."
Yeah, because like there's been plenty of historical films. Like look at Sofia Coppola's Marie Antoinette film. That was anachronistic, and they didn't even try and hide it. Like there's a freaking Converse, Chuck Taylor's in like 17th century France, but like they're not trying to be like, oh, we're not exactly historically accurate.
That the most compelling aspect of her life was her challenges in navigating a male-dominated world, having intensely strict
that's not this part. Let me move up a little bit. I didn't actually find the
of the actors or players are subsumed within and completely in service to the material. In much the same way, a South Korean piano prodigy renders sonatas by Beethoven, or an opera diva of African descent performs an aria in Mozart's The Magic Flute. There's a distinction most people can understand between that arena of high art and a titillating lowest common denominator load of old bollocks like Bridgerton. There's an even deeper question and tension here. Is there a cultural understanding where the door only swings one way?
Yeah. So, I mean, so basically what he's saying is nobody gets upset when somebody, who isn't the original, melanin tone of, the creator does something in a different art. Like if Yo-Yo Ma, who, is Asian, decides to, play like a concerto or something like that by, Johann Sebastian Bach. I mean, the dude's not like a German, but nobody gives a shit because it's like, hey, it's Yo-Yo Ma. He's a world-renowned, cellist. So,
although this does bring to mind a story about, I believe it was when Ghost of Tsushima was first being unveiled at E3 and some of the various game conferences. They had brought on a guy to play part of the music, and the thing was, it was a white guy playing this very traditionally Japanese instrument, and of course these same types of people complained about it, and then because how dare a white person play Asian music?
I guess. Pardon?
Before we go any further, I just guess I gotta go, guys. I had a really good time.
Okay.
All right, Nick. You take care, buddy.
Yep. Sorry, I just didn't want to interrupt you guys.
Okay.
All right. See you guys later.
Later. So to kind of finish that thought I was having, they had to come out and say he's like this instrument is incredibly rare, and there's about maybe 4 or 5 people on the entire planet that can play it.
Wow.
Yeah, like They were like, what? Why didn't you get a Japanese guy to like play this instrument? Because there's like literally like only 4 people, like you said, 4 people in the world can do it, and he's like a recognized master, like who actually trained under like the elder master, like come on.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, it's like they'll take umbrage with everything, but they'll gleefully turn around and pull the same shit in reverse and say that we're racists for calling them out on it. And I don't get that.
White actors can't play black roles because blackness is a lived experience, its own narrative, formed from accrued layers of particular, often bad experiences, and a unique perspective of the world. And therefore, a white person attempting to play a role of color is a kind of presumption, an incursion, an act of undermining the authenticity of that formulation of identity, informed with experiences of marginalization, prejudice, and unique spirit of being a person of color. If you believe that, as a progressively minded person, then you also have to believe 2 other things. One, that whiteness, as a state of being, isn't composed of or heavily tinged by tensions of identity and acceptance, and is therefore a kind of experiential blank slate.
Do you feel like that, Grim?
No.
Because of course not, because it's dumb.
No. And everyone experiences marginalization in some way. Some kids are bullied. Some people are into nerdy hobbies that sets them apart. Some people are neurodivergent. Everyone's got something that sets them apart, and that gives us all the capacity for empathy with other people who are set apart.
Exactly.
To which any actor, of any ethnicity, can develop their characterization of a role. And secondly, as a progressive, you're going to get tangled up in other forms of identity politics. Whenever someone like Macy Gray or J.K. Rowling tries to suggest that girlhood is its own fundamental informing narrative, and that trans women can't entirely be women because they didn't go through that foundational experience, they get hammered by progressive people on social media who believe that you don't need those formative experiences and background to be a fully fledged woman as a trans person. Which means it would have to follow that foundational experiences and identity aren't defining or necessary in your ultimate identity formulation.
See, that's
That's
kind of it right there, isn't it?
But he's missing that in postmodern thinking, you're not required to be consistent.
I think he gets it. He's just, he's just, kind of like hanging up. He's kind of like hanging a lantern on it.
It's just you're not going to make any progress convincing the other side using logic, reason, and evidence. Unfortunately, it's like fighting with creationists.
It is, or flat earthers.
Yeah, the contradictions are baked into their whole ideology. So yeah,
it is. Yeah.
So what's lived experience and what isn't?
Yeah, it's like, can I, people getting upset because like, you didn't actually get any autistic people to play the autistic role.
The problem was they were autistic.
Yeah, it's just like, you try to get an actual low functioning autistic person to play a part in a movie. Good luck. I've worked with autistic people. I am an autistic person, but I've worked with autistic people who
stream with them.
Yeah, I stream with them. But I mean, I'm talking low functioning ones, and it's kind of like basically it's like their main interests were like food and car rides and stuff like that. Try getting them to perform a role.
I like both of those.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go.
You're not autistic.
Can you
you're
hold
autistic.
all of those contrasting notions in your head at once, without the house of cards at least trembling a little bit? In terms of representation, diversity, and inclusivity, Hollywood has undergone a bit of an overcorrection, not in terms of proportionality of roles, but in terms of scope and context in which diversity can be presented. There is an endless number of stories to be told about figures and events in history, providing wonderful opportunities for actors of color. Everyone would welcome the development of such works, and they would have a far greater and enduring impact than much of the current content of repurposed or reimagined stories.
I can't agree more. Make entertainment what it is. Just if you want to do a film about black people, do a film about black people, because people will go watch it. It may not be your target audience. It may not make the billions of dollars that this other thing does. But
pirates are popular. Do the Barbary Pirates?
Yeah, I mean, shit.
Well, that actually was a period where those kinds of movies were like incredibly popular, like Boys in the Hood. That's like a classic. Like those movies, like I'm not saying like that's the only movies that they should be able to do, like Hood movies or whatever. But those movies are classics, and they're about a unique black experience or American black experience, and they're beloved, and like do stuff like that.
I mean, and look at the range of it. I mean, it's like I have stuff on my shelf that is anywhere from like Baby Boy and Boys in the Hood and New Jack City all the way up to what's that one with the about the ladies who did all the astronaut stuff?
Oh, numbers.
Yeah.
Hidden numbers.
Hidden numbers. Hidden figures. Hidden figures. Yeah. I've got Hidden Figures. I've got. I'm sorry. My brain is like hurting me on my names today because I'm sick. But there was the film with Cuba Gooding Jr. where he played the guy who was in the military.
Scuba Diver Jr.
Yeah.
The scuba diving movie. That's why I call him Scuba Diver Jr.
Scuba Diver Jr. Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of great, historical roles that, highlight black. There was 42, the Jackie Robinson story. There was the Muhammad Ali with Will Smith in it,
A Glory about the black
Glory?
in the Civil War.
Oh, the Buffalo Soldiers. Yeah.
Buffalo Soldiers was good too. There's a market for that stuff out there, and I hate to sound like this, but like white people enjoy those things too, and so do other colored people.
But you're not allowed to, because unless you see yourself on the screen, you can't possibly understand what's going on.
Well, the 2% Northern African part of my genetics enjoys that, so.
Like your pinky toe.
Yeah, my pinky toe. Yeah, red. You're talking about Maliki. You're talking about Red Tails. Yeah, that was a good movie.
Dead Presidents. That's a good movie.
I hadn't seen that one.
It's about black bank robbers, like black Vietnam veterans that decide to rob a bank. It's a good movie.
That sounds cool. Yeah, I don't know why the sudden need to co-opt space into other people's material is so prevalent amongst
Well, you forget the rule of current year. Nothing that happened before current year happened.
Oh, that's true. That's right. That's true. That's right.
Yeah.
We never had any Asian actors before Simu Liu, and we never had any female actresses until Jennifer Lawrence. So
it's all a weird overcorrection. Yeah,
everything before about 2012 has been eaten by the Langoliers. So
yeah.
The really bad CGI one with Gordon Pinochet or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Pinochet.
Yeah.
Was there a helicopter?
Oh my gosh.
But it's all a weird overcorrection that, like, I don't know, just like, oh well, because your ancestors are horrible at one point, we're gonna do this now. Suck it, Whitey. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, on a side note, I just got a notification that Grim Jim just rolled out a video called Roll for Insight, which your take on the Pinkertons MTG incident, which you should watch, by the way. But, I submitted a question to you, Grim. How come you haven't done my question yet?
Which one was it?
It was the initiative question.
It's in the block of videos that I'm in the middle of uploading.
Okay. So you'll get around to it eventually. Okay.
Yeah.
But just a reminder out there to my audience, even though I'm kind of stumping for a bigger channel, but since I love Grim anyway, if you have questions for Grim to answer, by all means shoot them to him on Twitter and let him know, because he needs more material to answer.
Yeah.
Got the daily video.
Or if you're someone involved in the role-playing industry and you want to answer some questions on that channel, I'm basically trying to kind of emulate a bit of what Film Courage does by talking about different aspects of the business and the playing of games and all of that.
I'd be happy to do it.
Grim. Out of curiosity, did you happen to see those interviews? What you're doing reminds me a lot of what Actually, it might have been the same channel. Come to think of it, where I was thinking about particularly when Chris Gore sat down and did the same thing. So I think it is the same channel.
Yeah, it's the same channel as that. Yeah, he's done some good answers on there, but they have lots of other people on that channel doing similar things.
I gotta check those out.
Well, Grim, pencil me in if you would like me to do some. I'd be happy to. I bet Victor would too.
What?
I bet Victor would too, wouldn't you, Victor?
What? Do what?
Get some free promotion for a few days on my channel.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And Greg, I bet you would too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Cool. Okay, so there you go.
Well, go and check out my channel, watch a few of those videos to see what it's about, and get in touch with me.
All right. And all right. Anybody else got anything, or are we ready to close down?
I watched the D&D movie.
Oh, how was it?
Okay, people in the chat might hate me for this, but I actually kind of enjoyed it. It was a fun, stupid popcorn movie.
Okay.
It was nothing special, but as far as like stupid fantasy popcorn movies, it was it was alright. It was better than the first D&D movie. That's for sure.
Oh, you bite your tongue.
It had some fun references to the actual like D&D lore. You know, they took some liberties with the whole wild shape, like being able to watch it 20 times.
Sorry, Victor, but there will never be a better D&D movie than that first one because it doesn't have Jeremy Irons, it doesn't have Damodar, and it doesn't have snails.
Yeah, but it has a good story. It has good acting. It has good. It has good special effects.
No,
it has good fight scenes. It has good jokes.
5 years, in 5 years, nobody will remember this D&D movie. They will forget it, but they will still remember snails.
It'll be like the Warcraft movie.
Yeah, I don't remember that movie, and I own it.
Yeah, but no, it was alright. It was a fun popcorn movie. I enjoyed it. I actually liked that. It had some CGI, obviously, like the dragon and all that stuff. But they actually also used a lot of practical effects, which I enjoyed. It kind of gave it like a fun, like 80s like vibe. They had like a practical effect, like Tabaxi and Arakoka, like all that stuff, and the orc. So that was like all fun. So yeah, I didn't mind it. Like. And I have more reason than some to hate Wizards of the Coast, so don't come at me for that kind of shit. But like as far as like movies go, it wasn't offensive.
Did it feel like a D&D movie rather than just a generic fantasy movie?
Actually, yeah, it did because I made a joke on Twitter because it starts off with the main characters telling his backstory for 15 minutes. So I was like, yeah, he's definitely level 1. So and people seem to enjoy that. But no, it actually did feel like a D&D movie because. It I don't know. It had like silly humor that you would expect from like a party, like messing around. It had like stupid puzzles that are like easily solved or just easily ruined. Like it actually did feel like a somebody's stupid campaign basically, which that's all you can expect.
See, I'd have opened with the 15-minute backstory and then gone to a scene where they're at the entrance to a dungeon and the character's just given his backstory, he's picking the lock. And a boulder crushes him flat.
Yeah,
and then carry on with the film from there.
Yeah, then the same actor shows up, but as like a different character. It's like but anyway, so my brother
in
showed
prison
up.
In the dungeon.
Yeah.
He's just wearing
a
funny hat.
So my brother took over.
And JP Got Rockets, I just subbed to you, by the way, guys. If you get a chance, sub to JP Got Rockets.
What's he do?
Stuff.
Things and stuff.
Things and stuff.
Also, no, I did not pay for it. I sailed the high seas, let's say.
Well, it's already on Amazon Prime, so...
I'm not paying for it. I'm going to wait till it comes to a free... until they either offer it to me for free, or it comes to a streaming service, and it's free. Like, Netflix or something. Yeah. Besides, I have enough movies I have to catch up on.
I got to watch Ong Bak before Tuesday.
Ooh, good movie.
The original?
Yeah.
You haven't seen that one?
No.
It's good.
Oh, it's a good movie.
Just like I managed to sit on a stream Tuesday this past week while Pops and Loki were talking about Kill Bill, and despite having somehow never seen it myself.
What?
And that never came up.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't want to mention that
I've corrected this, by the way. I have since purchased it, so I can get that in.
Okay.
What
was saying, Greg?
Oh no, I was just saying. I started watching the new Peter Pan and Wendy.
Oh no!
I had to stop.
Why?
I had to stop.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah, I watched somebody, and it was like, funny enough, it was like some other Irish dude. They're like taking over YouTube. Offensive Irish dudes are taking over YouTube. But he did like a review on it, and he just tore that shit apart, and it was hilarious.
It was horrible. Even from a technical perspective, as a
Mm-hmm.
cinematographer, everything was so underexposed. Like it was just terribly.
Well,
done.
he also points out that they basically made Peter the villain, and they made Captain Hook almost a good guy. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, Peter got bitch slapped in that film. So, literally.
And and they didn't even make him the leader of the Lost Boys. Tiger Lily is the leader of the Lost Boys. Peter just kind of hangs around and pretends to be the leader, and he's just a cocky shit. But Tiger Lily, the strong female, is like, oh.
Yeah, she's whooping ass on a pirate ship, and so is Wendy. And I'm just kind of like, those are full-grown, experienced fighting men, and this is, a little girl, and she's beating them. I'm kind of like,
you need to stop complaining, because sir, this is a Wendy's.
No, but they basically reveal that Captain Hook is like an ex-Lost Boy, and he was homesick, so he went to search for his parents, and Peter got mad at him, and Peter basically was like a jealous little shit and like cut off his hand and all that stuff, and almost killed him, and then Captain Hook got saved by the pirates and basically raised by them, and then that's how he became Captain Hook. So Peter's just the villain. He's just an asshole.
Well, there you go.
Make a Peter Pank movie. That'll be much better.
Ew. That just sounds horrible.
It was a punk version of Peter Pan.
Ah, okay.
Very cool.
Well,
make them all mods.
If nobody has anything else.
No, that's it. I'm done.
No? Okay. Greg, can you do me a real quick favor? Can you repeat the name of that Netflix show? Because now I'm going to go watch that son of a bitch.
High Score Girl.
High Score Girl. Okay.
You have to. I'm telling you, don't ignore my advice.
I'm not.
If you're a fan of early '90s arcade games,
I am.
Street Fighter 2. The Happy Console Gamer agrees with me on this. He's my best buddy.
Okay.
I'm telling you, you got to watch it. It's a romance. There's like there's some romance stuff going on there, but the crux of the anime is like retro arcade games and like that whole era of growing up in Japan with the PC Engine and the Super Famicom and like, dude, it's so fucking good.
I still have my PC Engine, and it's chipped. It's got the CD add-on, and I do have an adapter to play the Japanese game because I do still have my Japanese CD of Dracula X Rondo of Blood.
I'm telling you, you'll love the show. You'll be like, dude, you were right. You were right.
Oh, look at that Street Fighter right there. Oh yes. Okay, I'm gonna watch this for sure.
All right, cool.
I am. Thank you very much for telling me about this. All right, guys. Well, if there's nothing else, let's close up. And just really quick, I want to remind everybody. Oh no, not that. I'm sorry. It was this right here. If you don't have this in your game. You know you want one in your game. Get one in your game. It's period, and it's totally fantasy, and believe me, you will go up so many notches of cool. Just trust me on that.
As much as you can be playing tabletop games.
That's right.
Also,
as much as you can be.
Get the Conan book.
Yes. I'm gonna have to go to my local comic book shop and get it. Ooh. I don't know.
Little Dracula.
No. Put that back up.
I didn't know it was free porn day as well.
Draculina. Ooh.
So they gave Vampirella a sister.
Okay.
I mean,
oh, wait a minute. Is it done by Dynamite Comics?
Yes.
Oh, it's gonna be shit. But still,
I haven't read it yet.
Is it her shit?
Oh, it's Draculina. I mean, it's Dynamite Comics, so
The art's not bad.
Which Zelda meme? You'll have to be more specific. All right, guys. Well, shall we close up? And tonight, of course, is a Cotton Council night, so I'm pretty sure Lord Baphomet's gonna stop in and insult everybody, because that's what he does.
That's what he do.
That's what he do. All right. Well, until next week, thank you very much for hanging out with us, and enjoy your week in Geek.
Dag iedereen.
Bye.
Bye.
Hip hip.
On behalf of the staff of the Independent California Motel, I wish you all sweet dreams. Wait the fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn.